Welcome back to FARSIGHTED. We're on the couch, of course. When are we not? But let's begin with chapter 14. So let's see. Chapter 14. No matter how much time the traveler spends mapping his course, the universe has already chosen it for him. He must learn to accept that he is a pawn in his own destiny. Ooh, rough. Think. What brings about my visions? What's the common thread? One by one, past hallucinations float through my brain. First was of Dad picking me up from school. The second was of Simmy dying, then a bunch more about Dax, with doctors, people in the snow, with me, with Simmy. I cringe. No clear pattern emerges. Sometimes I'm all alone, sometimes others are around. I've had pointless visions, scary visions, sexy visions. My hand mindlessly drifts up to my lips. A touch memory. A bracelet Simmy gave me on my birthday slides a couple inches down my arm, drawing my attention to it. The bracelet. A great way to enter a psychic trance, Simmy said. She was right. When I spun it around my wrist, the ultimate vision reel had flashed across my mind. I fingered the cool silver and set it spinning. It's early in the morning, so my voice is a bit, Simmy knows so much. She gave me the bracelet when I needed it the most, when I had set myself apart from others and all but given up. Christmas Day. Except Simmy didn't give it to me then. Dad did. I think back to the mysterious briefcase, the combination which had opened it. 1225. The book placed inside as a gift for me. The bracelet, too. Did Dad know what the bracelet could do? Did he know I would wrench the case open on the exact day I had? I shake my head, trying to clear my mind of the troubling thoughts. No way. That would mean I stop thinking, stop spinning. The bracelet, just stop. My brain is a computer. It's been asked to perform too many tasks all at once, and now it's frozen. Minutes pass. I'm not sure how many. My wrist throbs. Seems I've been clutching the bracelet tight against my skin this whole time. Why didn't it work?
Messages. Now, Mackenzie Farrell. Oh, thank you. 3 exclamation marks. I appreciate it. 7 exclamation marks.
Last time I spun it like this, I was shot to the middle of a vision parade. What was different this time? I start the spinning again. Work. My brain commands work, but it doesn't. I groan and fall back on my bed, utterly exhausted. Alex, Mom calls as I'm about to fall asleep. Someone's here for you. Who'd be here for me? I stretch and pull myself out of bed. slapping my cheeks in a futile attempt to beat the sleepiness out. I drag myself toward the living room, unsure of who to expect or why. As I approach, I hear the heated exchange of whispers. "You had no cause. You had no cause. No cause," Mom hisses. "I had to. I know you don't understand, but I had my reasons. I had my reasons," a man whispers back. "You hurt me. You hurt Alex." "I did it to protect." I clear my throat as I peek around the hall into the living room. The whispering stops. "Hey, buddy." Someone with a gravelly voice greets me, one I haven't heard for a few months but recognize. "Dad," I say, with as much hate. "Dad," I say, with as much hate as I could squeeze into a single syllable. "Look, I understand you're mad at me for leaving, but I'm back now. Back to stay." He plants a wet, sucking kiss on Mom. That's the important thing, right?" Yeesh. I don't know if I like him. I don't want to ruin this moment for Mom, but I've got to protect her. Pissed doesn't begin to describe my mood. I say nothing. Dad comes over and traps me between his arms, making me feel like a caged animal right before the hunter blows its brains out. I squirm within his grip. The need to break free to safety is strong, but his arms are stronger still. My escape fails. Mom wraps her arms around the both of us, rocking gently and going on about how happy she is the family is back together at last. I snort, but Dad speaks at the exact same time, drowning out the noise of my frustration. "I'm sorry it hurt when I left, but I had to, Susan. I needed to be the provider for once, so I left, looking for work. I took on a construction gig outside of Boston, stayed with Nana and Gramps. When I called, I thought the work had dried up, so I said I'd be coming home. But then I got another opportunity. I couldn't pass it up, and I was too proud to tell you the truth. I'm sorry if I hurt you. I love you. Love you both." "You didn't have to leave," Mom says. "I knew you were trying to get a job here, and I vowed for better or worse, richer or poorer. The three of us being together is more important than anything." I can tell there's a long talk boiling under her skin. She should grill Dad about the real reason he left, about Miss Teague. She doesn't have to put on this show of support for my benefit. I'm angry too. "I'll never leave again," he promises. "But I will," I snarl, wriggling my way out of his grip. "Can't you see you're so much better than him?" I yell at Mom. "I'm out of here." I pull my boots on over my pajamas without even bothering to lace them up, grab my coat and slam the door behind me. While I'm doing this, Mom tries to stop me, begging me to stay. But Dad tells her to let me go. The bickering resumes. The moment I flee the house, I break into a run, and the wind floods my ears. I trudge over to Miss Teague's. I'm going to ask her point blank what's going on with Dad. And I'm going to ask her to come out into the open and tell Mom the truth. Mom's upset now, but I know it's only a matter of time before she buys whatever lame excuse he's feeding her. And forgets fully. She's too blindly in love with the jerk to see him for what he really is. I storm into Miss Teaks like a hurricane, but a bigger storm is already happening, already brewing. Shapri is pacing from one side of the shop to another. I say pacing, but she's moving so fast it could almost be classified as jogging. None of Miss Teak's heavy footfalls supplement Shapri's. Supplement, yes. Meaning she's standing somewhere or sitting. Their early scents spin what are they, villains? Ominously around each other in a cyclone of tension. The two are arguing loudly, very loudly. I already told you why that can't happen. Get over it, girl, Miss Teak says in a high-pitched drawl. Not at all her... Okay. Ouch. I already told you why that can't happen. Get over it, girl, Miss Teak says in a high-pitched drawl, not at all like her usual accent. Maybe she's losing her voice from all the yelling. No, there's no reason you... No, there's no reason why you can't. Alex? Huh? Me? I'm caught off guard when Shapri addresses me. I was feeling like an outsider, observing, not a player in this scene. Yeah, you! What are you doing here? I stall. Then I remember why I'm here, and all the anger comes rushing to the surface. I raise my voice, almost yelling. I came to talk to her. I point to the center of the room, hoping Miss Teak is there so I don't look stupid. Yes, my child. Have you came to learn more of your future? No, I want to know about the present. Your present. What's going on between you and my dad? Why did he leave? Why did he come back? How can you play nice with my mom 1 second and tear her marriage apart the next? Why don't you... Wait, what? You think she's having an affair with your dad? Ha! Yeah, right. She's not capable of love. That's impossible. Shapri interjects. Miss Teak sighs, but otherwise leaves this conversation to Shapri and me. No, Shapri, you're wrong. Something's obviously up with her and my dad. If you saw what I walked in on before he left, if you heard the way... But she's married. Shapri huffs. But she's married. Duh. That's why it's called an affair. Shapri starts on another rant, but this time Miss Teak cuts her short. I'm not having an affair with your father, she states. I'm not having an affair with your father. And nothing's going on. She clears her throat, a sure sign she's lying. The universe is vast. To say nothing, one must also say everything. What the hell? That's not even close to an answer to my question. Alex, don't talk to my mom that way. She's just putting on a show for you. She would never do anything to hurt your family. Shapri intrudes. She'd never do anything to hurt my family? To hurt my family, huh? But I know she's behind all of Dad's lies. He started acting weird as soon as she came to town, started sneaking around, started lying. Then he left us for months, said he was looking for work, but I know that's a lie, since he's not willing to tell me what's going on. She's the only person I can ask, and she better tell me the truth. I fume. Why are you being so rude? Would you treat your own mother this way? Shapri asks, coming to stand in front of me. This closeness reminds me of our almost kiss. It makes me uncomfortable, but also injects a bit of tenderness into the confrontation. I'm doing this all for my mom, to protect her. She's not even the slightest bit suspicious of him. She believes whatever he tells her, and I don't want to keep getting hurt, and I don't want her to keep getting hurt. I sidestep to get away from Shapri and face Miss Teak directly. Look, I'm not asking you to end your affair with my dad. I don't understand why you'd want him anyway, but really, I just want this to stop hurting my mom. Please, come out in the open, let my mom see what's going on so she knows the truth, and then leave and go away so she isn't forced to see the two of you together every day and feel sad all over again. You seek to understand the truth, but sometimes our vision plays tricks on us. What you think you see may actually be an illusion, a misinterpretation. Misperception, she responds with so little interest, making so little sense, it sends me straight over the edge. I'm being way nicer than necessary, and she can't even give me a direct response. Words can't express my anger, but my hand can. I raise my arm without thinking, willing to do whatever it takes to prove I'm not a little boy who can be lied to get the answers I need. To get the answers I need, I'll do whatever it takes. What are you doing? Shapri flies at me and grabs my arm before I can make contact with my target. You can't hit my mom! What's your problem? Her voice is so shrill, so hard to make out the individual words. I try to shake her off, but she clings tight. Stop! Someone commands from the front of the shop. I've been so caught up in what was going on, I didn't even hear the door swing open. Stop, he repeats, and I realize he is Dad. It's time to tell Alex the truth. But, Greg, is he ready? Miss Teak asks, crossing the room. We've done everything we can. Even if he's not ready, we need to tell him and put this misunderstanding to rest. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I ask, panting. Alex, you're right. I didn't leave to look for work. I left for other reasons. Dad starts. I had to remove myself as an obstacle to give you your space to grow into your gifts. Wait, you know about gifts? I ask, aghast and confused. Dad hates psychics, so why would he take the time to learn? their lingo. Unless it's bedroom talk for him and Miss Teak. I shudder. Ever since I was your age, yes. That's when my powers surfaced as well. Your powers? No, if you had them, I would have noticed already. You're trying to trick me so I won't tell Mom about your affair. It's not going to work. Alex, you need to believe me. Dad says in a tone that seems to imply he feels sorry for me. This is the truth. How can I convince you? Show me, I falter. 99% of me thinks that he's a liar, but the other 1% can't help but wonder. The things with the briefcase was just too weird to be a coincidence. The combination, the bracelet inside, the Christmas gift already wrapped. How else could these things be explained? You doubt me, but you also don't know how to explain the briefcase that you opened on Christmas Day. Am I right? No, I hesitate. Lucky guess. You haven't proven anything. The combination, the Christmas present, the bracelet to enter a trance state, those are all carefully placed to show you what I am. Nana called and told me what to do. She saw you opening the briefcase on Christmas. I had to give you the evidence you would need to believe me. I have to flip the page. To believe me when I finally told you the truth. My mouth drops open, but no words come out. You need more, eh? He cracks his knuckles. Okay. Think about something you've never told anyone. Something only you know. I don't know how to do a Boston accent, so we're just going to leave that. His Boston accent is back again. I don't want to play his games, but his prompt has set my mind into a tailspin. Simmy, of course, Simmy, is what I'm thinking about. I've never had to voice the danger aloud since Miss Teague learned by touch. I've never told anyone. It's not exactly something I like to talk about. You're thinking about Simmy, Dad says, cutting my thoughts short. From the corner of the room, Shapri grunts. I had forgotten she was listening to this. She's in danger, and you want to save her. Dad finishes, and Miss Teague already knows. Simmy's in danger? You knew? Shapri asks, coming over to stand somewhere between her mom and me. No, she's not. No, she's not. He's making stuff up. You don't really believe he can tell what I'm thinking, do you? I say, with a faked confidence, hoping Shapri's disbelief in all things psychic will be enough to throw her off the trail. Shapri titters nervously. No, you're right. But why are they messing with us? Girl, I need you to know how many times I have to tell you. These things are real, Miss Teague says. What happened to her mystic voodoo way of talking? Think about something else. Think about something else. Dad says, directing the conversation back the way he wants it to go. Do this. Think about an animal, a color, a number, a shape, and a place. There's no way I could guess the exact combination by chance, right? His Boston way of speaking hasn't gone anywhere. He's used it for the entire conversation. Something tells me it's related to what we're doing. I obediently select one of each of the categories Dad listed. A wolf, brown, 6, diamond, and New York. Dad repeats the list back to me as soon as I've finished completing it in my head. And Shapri's thinking of a parrot, purple, 82, and New Orleans, he adds. Lucky guess, Shapri spits, but I can tell she's shaken. And you're right, Alex. I shouldn't have cut my nails so short. My accent is related to my gifts. I grew up speaking with this accent as a child and a teenager. But when I left Boston, I suppressed it and trained myself to speak like a normal Midwestern. Whenever I use my gifts, I revert to my natural way of speaking. I can't help it. So you can read minds, I say, putting the pieces together. And whenever you read them, you're so preoccupied, you end up using your Boston accent. And all of those times we've been talking, and you start speaking like that. You've been reading my thoughts. Pretty much, Dad says. He seems overjoyed at the truth being out. This is too much for me, Shapri intrudes. I can't listen to it anymore. I'm going home. She grabs a set of keys, scraping them across a glass tabletop, and rushes out the door. We all listen as she squeals out of the parking lot. As much as I don't want to admit it, I finally accept Dad is telling the truth about being gifted. What I still don't understand is how Miss Teak is involved, or why Dad was so dead set against them when they first moved to town. I can explain, Dad says. Great, he's in my head again. I decide to speak as much as possible and think as little as possible so as not to give him this added power over me. You know, I'm not really digging the idea of having a dad who can tell what I'm thinking whenever he wants. Aren't thoughts supposed to be private? Do you want to talk about psychic ethics, or do you want to talk about the answer to your question about about the Teaks? Dad shoots back. Miss Teak shuffles her feet. Okay, fine. Tell me about the Teaks first. We'll talk boundaries later. You're right. I was really not too happy when they first came to town. I've been working for years to protect you. And then they show up and throw all my carefully laid out plans in the gutter. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why do you think we live in Grandin, Alex? If we'd have moved to a bigger city, you could go to a special school. I could find more work. Mom could get more business. It would be all around easier for everyone. I don't know, I sputter. I never wondered about that. Things have just always been the way they are. Well, until recently, anyway. You see, psychic energy is magnetic. Dad continues. It attracts other psychic energy to it naturally. By nature. Around the world, hotspots have developed. places where there is a lot of concentrated psychic energy. The bigger the city, the higher the energy. But it's not only about the numbers, it's about strength, too. A really powerful psychic can draw others to him without even realizing it. Okay, so what does this have to do with Grandin? Boston is one of the strongest psychic hotspots in the country. You read the book I gave you for Christmas about the Salem witch trials, right? When you were born, I had to get away from there. I didn't want you to grow up under the burden of your powers like I did. And my mother and father and all the Cosmotauruses dating back to the Viking era. I wanted to give you the best chance at being normal. So I had to keep you hidden, keep you far enough from the magnet pull to give you a chance. I shake my head. I'm still not following. Oh my God, Alex. Dad sighs. I feel like I'm disappointing him. And for once, I actually care. The reason why psychics are attracted to these hotspots are because they are made stronger by the presence of others. Their existing gifts can become more potent, and new gifts can emerge. I thought, if I kept you away from these power fields, yours may never develop. But I didn't count on you yourself becoming a magnet. I'm a magnet? I ask, with a mix of shock and wonder. Does this mean I'm going to be really strong one day? Dad exhales a couple of times before he responds. Yes, he says at last. You already are really strong. Even if all your gifts, even before your gifts surfaced, your energy was enough to attract others to Grandin. The Teaks were drawn to you, and Simmy's family came across the ocean. Although I didn't realize they had gifts of their own until after I left. But isn't that just like a coincidence? The more you learn, the more you'll realize there are no such things. And there are no coincidences. Wait, wrong voice. The more you learn, the more you'll realize there are no coincidences. Mystique answers, true to form. Everything that happens is of the universe's plan, and you are a pawn in its design. Well, you're more like a bishop or a knight, actually. Dad clarifies, you're a very powerful piece in the overall game, but yeah, you can still make a wrong move. You can still lose.